Tie game. 50 seconds left. It's been a fun one, back and forth. Off night for three. Bang! Don't mess with my boy, Davion Mitchell. Look at him, man. He's locking up Tyrese Halliburton, baby. And he's switching onto him. You got Hero. He's on Tyrese. Lock him down. He ain't going nowhere. Except right to the rim. Let's go. Tyler for the dagger. There you go. I love it. I love it, T. There you go, baby. It's good to feel alive once again. Oh my God, y'all. What a game. Listen, I don't care if just a week ago I said this Heat team is screwed, because the reality is they still might be. But who cares about that? It's fun to be in competitive basketball. It's fun to care about games again, and that they're not mediocre, and you're not scoring 80 points. It's fun to go back and forth with Pascal, Steph Curry, Siakam, and Duncan Robinson exchanging threes. You got Bam Adebayo leading the charge late. Tyler Hero out there doing his thing. You got Davion off night. That was my bark. That was a bad bark. But Davion Mitchell, that dude is a dog. Oh my God, dog. If I gotta say it twice, man. I should turn my mic down a little bit for this episode, because they got my juices flowing, man. How about this team, man? How about Duncan Robinson? Bang! How about Jaquez, man? That's the one downside about this. I can't go too much further in this video without saying hopefully my boy gets better soon. Went down with a scary injury. He was grabbing his knee. I was terrified. Now, fortunately, on the replay, I know it sounds weird to say fortunately, he was grabbing it. You could see he sprained his ankle, and they did say he was out for the rest of the game with an ankle injury, which is kind of ironic because he was in the starting lineup today for Wiggins, who was out with an ankle injury. But hopefully everything's good with him, because he was playing well too. I think he had like 11 points tonight. He was getting to the rim. He hit a three today. I know Eric and John early in the game were kind of being a little bit more critical than they usually are of Jaquez for being hesitant to shoot. And I get it, because obviously when you're hesitant to shoot and you drive every time, especially into a big team, you know, like the Pacers, who have Miles Turner sitting in the paint ready to block your shot, it is hard to kind of operate like that, and Jaime should have the confidence to let it fly. But at the same time, he's not a good shooter, so I don't want Jaime taking a bunch of threes anyways. But regardless, Jaime was still able to do his thing, and it did look like he was getting his confidence back, and hopefully he's not out too long and he can get back, because Spoelstra has been kind of trying to sprinkle him into the rotation and not get rid of his minutes completely, like we did see for, I think it was the first game versus the Hawks in Atlanta. Jaime didn't play, and then he started playing a little bit. So I haven't given up on Jaime. I just kind of wanted to take a minute to say that. Now, Terry Rozier did play today after missing the last few games with some DNPs. I guess the rotation minutes were there without Wiggins. And Terry was fine. I guess. I think he only had like 2 baskets today. Terry Rozier today, yeah, 4 points, 2 of 5 overall. But he played 11 minutes. I'm not going to talk about Terry Rozier. Why would I bring down the tone of this video when I'm feeling good, man? Listen, that was a fun game. It was kind of funny because in the first half, the Pacers shot the absolute lights out. Now, that's kind of opposite to what the Heat did in Atlanta. If you remember, the Heat couldn't hit a 3. And I was saying to myself during that game, I said, oh, well, the Heat shot so poor from 3. Usually things even out in the second half. And that did not happen for the Heat in that game versus Atlanta. They were ice cold all game. But in this game, I felt good at halftime for the same logic. The Pacers literally at one point in the first half were like 13 of 15 from 3, something ridiculous like that. And the Heat were only down 1 at halftime, I think. You have the Pacers team, you have Thomas Bryant out there looking like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You have the entire Pacers roster looking like a bunch of Klay Thompsons, and you're only down 1. I felt good about it. And sure enough, that did kind of turn around in the third quarter, where the Heat actually outscored the Pacers by 6. And then, and then I guess it was a tie game, or a tie fourth quarter. Both teams scored 28 points. So it was a close one, though. Back and forth. The Heat actually did get down, I think, as much as like 12, even in that third quarter, I think. But both teams kind of went on their own mini runs, and it was competitive throughout. Even the Heat, I think, might have been up 10 at one point. But shout out Pascal Siakam, man. That dude was hooping his ass off. And if the Heat would have lost this game, it's hard to say at this point, but I don't think I would have been that mad. I truly think I would have just credited it to being one of those nights. I was hesitant to do that in that same Hawks game when they shot bad. A lot of people were saying, hey, it's one of those nights you can't hit a shot. To me, I would not have said that because this Heat team can't score all season. So when they have a game where they really can't score, I don't think it's just one of those nights. I think it's just a team that can't score. And they did it to an even higher degree that game. But in this game, I feel like the Heat, or this season, I feel like the Heat have been relatively fine defensively, especially after the trade deadline where you got Davion Mitchell, Wiggins, who of course didn't play today. But they still have been better defensively, obviously, since Ware and Bam have starting. That duo has a really good defensive rating as well. So if the Pacers would have shot the lights out all game, that I could have said is one of those games. Because although they didn't really do a great job running Pascal Siakam off the line once he got going, it's like, I don't want Pascal going to the rim anyways. I almost would rather him shoot because at some point, I really believed it was going to turn around. And for Siakam, it really didn't. Because Siakam today finished with 36 points on 13 of 21 shooting and 8 of 11 from 3. Good God. And the Pacers as a whole shot 21 of 39 from 3. That's 54%. So the Miami Heat won a game in which the other team scored 120 points and shot 54% from 3 on 39 attempts. That's impressive, man. Especially considering the last game versus Atlanta that was in Miami, the game that I went to. The Heat also shot like over 50% from 3 in high volume. So they shot a great 3-point percentage on high volume and won. And then today they went against a team that shot the lights out and they were able to win again. And that is very encouraging that you're able to win these games in different ways, especially not having Andrew Wiggins today, who has been playing so well. These are just things that are encouraging. Now, there's a lot of stuff that isn't encouraging. So this game, me being hyped, it certainly doesn't change my perspective on the team. But if they were ever going to go on a run, right now, after that loss to the Hawks, the one in Atlanta, they were on that borderline of should they tank or should they not? Like, it's make or break it time right now. You got 7 weeks in the season. You have one final chance to go on a run. And they've won 2 games since, so it's not a large sample size. But it's a start to maybe what could be something. Now, we said that a lot this year, so to tell you the truth, I'm not hopeful. But that just remains to be seen. I do want to take a look at what the schedule is coming up here. So today they played the Pacers, and then they next played the Knicks, and then Washington, and then Cleveland. That's their next 3 games. Even you can throw Minnesota after that. So they got 3 really good teams of the next 4 games, and that will be the true sign. The Pacers are a good team too. So, the Pacers right now, let me see where the Pacers sit in the Eastern Conference. They're 5th, but they're 8 games above 500. So they're a good team. So you beat one good team. If you can string together a few wins versus some good teams, that's some sign for optimism. I really think it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through this box score a little bit so we can talk about kind of everyone for a second or two. Jaquez Jr. unfortunately only got to play 14 minutes. But yeah, he shot 4-4, man, 1-1 from 3. Get better soon, Jaime. I love you, buddy. I still believe in you. And I'm not just saying that because I have his signed picture right here. And I got this last year at an autograph signing in the Dadeland Mall, I think. And it was supposed to be my retirement plan. Because if Jaquez grows up to be a Hall of Famer, I could sell this for a pretty penny, maybe. I'm just kidding. I'm going to hold on to that forever here. But Bam Adebayo, shout out to him for stuffing the stat sheet tonight. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Shot 8 of 14 overall. Was huge in that fourth quarter. Was hitting his jumpers today. 2 of 4 from 3 as well. You had a great connection very late in the game. Duncan to Bam. It was nice to see that closing lineup again. You got a lot of Duncan Bam minutes today. And we know that unit has such great chemistry. I think I said in the last video or a couple videos ago, we haven't been able to see that as much this year just because you got Andrew Wiggins now and Duncan's no longer starting, so you haven't got as much of those minutes. But it made me sad because that duo was so great together. And we saw that again today in the fourth quarter. I guess I should say the one thing, speaking of lineups, when Siakam was cooking to start that fourth quarter, it quite literally frustrated me to beyond belief because Spo had Highsmith out there on the 4. You have Bam Adebayo guarding Miles Turner because he has to. And 6'4" Highsmith, who I love, played great last game, was good today as well. But he can't guard 6'9" Pascal Siakam. And that's why Siakam was cooking him. And for whatever reason, Spoelstra was having Ware sit on the bench. Now, eventually, with 5 minutes to go in the quarter, so already half of the quarter was gone, Spo did put in Khalil Ware, and that slowed down Siakam a little bit. But it should not have taken that long. Even Khalil Ware, he didn't start the third quarter. They started Burks. Why? We even saw Burks and Terry minutes tonight. I don't know. Spo was creative today, to say the least. But yeah, shout out to Bam. He was big late in the game. And then speaking of Ware, I thought Ware was fine today. I thought he was 8 points, 12 rebounds. And he only took 3 shots. But I said this about Ware a few videos ago too. Although his numbers scoring-wise might be down from the first half of the season, his rebounding numbers are way up. I think from October to December, which is the 2024 part of the season, Ware was averaging like 10 points and 6 boards. And now he's down to like 6 points and 10 boards, in 2025. I like that. They don't need Ware to score. They don't need him to be an intricate part of the offense. Hit a couple of open threes when they're not guarding you and sit in the dunker spot and cut to the rim and catch lobs. I'm cool if that's your offensive game this year. We need you for your size, which is your defense and your rebounding. And he's been giving that to us. I think Eric Reed said over his last 20 games, he's close to like 11 boards per game. You see he has 12 tonight. I like it from Ware. Spo seems to be frustrated with him at times, and there is reason to be frustrated. He does get lost out there a handful of times, but I like it. I mean, when's the last time the Heat have had 2 guys capable of getting double-digit rebounds at the same time? Obviously you got Bam and you got Khalil Ware. So shout out to Ware. Tyler Hero today, not super efficient. I just want to get that out the way. 3 of 10 from 3, 11 of 25 overall. But look at this, 29 points, 7 assists, and 1 turnover. He's been turning the ball over like crazy lately. And I love today that they showed Tyrese Halliburton, who his assist to turnover ratio is insane this year. I mean, he tonight, Tyrese finished with 19 points, but 10 assists and 1 turnover. That's crazy. That's a guy who knows how to take care of the ball. But I like that Tyler Hero was able to match that, especially when he has been struggling at that so much of late. And especially on these nights where Tyler Hero is not going to be super efficient, you can't also compound that by giving the ball to the other team. And he did it tonight. I mean, 7 assists to 1 turnover is awesome. And Tyler's, I think in Tyler's last 10 games, he's averaging like almost 8 assists a night. So he's really on a strong run right now of passing the ball. And you can see that from guys like Bam Adebayo playing a lot better, Duncan Robinson playing a lot better. You can see that. So shout out to Tyler Hero. I think he was good today. Hayward Highsmith got 30 minutes. You love to see it. He definitely earned his minutes in the last game. He had 9 points, 4, 6 from the field. He's doing his thing on the defensive end when he's not playing the power forward spot. He can't guard power forwards. He's small, Spoelstra. Spoelstra's not watching this video. I don't know why I'm getting mad at him, but I still like Highsmith. But shout out to Duncan Robinson, the story off the bench. 20 points. He had 20 points last game too. Back-to-back games over 20. Had you 5 assists, 8 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. Think about it. Duncan Robinson shot 8 of 10 from the field, and only half of his makes were from 3. That means he was getting inside. He was finishing. Even last couple minutes of the game, he had a clutch floater off the rim. He was getting into the paint. He was initiating offense with the 5 assists. He's so critical to this team when he's at his best. We just haven't got that consistently this season. But if Duncan can play it's just this Heat team, if all of these guys can play close to their highest level of play that we know they're capable of, they can be dangerous. Now, I guess you could say that about every team in the league, and what differentiates great players from good players is how consistently you can do it. But it's just, I don't know, it's hard to see nights like tonight where Duncan Robinson is an offensive machine, and we see these games once in a while, so it's not like it's unheard of. But then he can go out there and have 3 points on 1 of 10 shooting, every other game of the week. But I don't know. I guess that's why he's Duncan Robinson and not Klay Thompson. But he was good tonight, man, and I don't know. It makes me feel good. I got to get the feel good out because for all we know, they could get their ass kicked by the Knicks on Sunday. And I don't know. I just want to enjoy it. And I don't even like that I'm talking about the negatives here, but it's just we know it's coming. We know it's coming. Hopefully not this time. Whatever. And we talked about Terry. He played 11 minutes. Kyle Anderson, he only got 2 minutes last game and 6 tonight, had 3 points. I really thought he was going to be the main guy getting minutes with Jovic out. And for the first game with Jovic out, he was in Atlanta. And then tonight and last game, not too much. I guess Spo really didn't play any bigs off the bench. He was kind of just using Highsmith. But Ware did get you close to 30 minutes. So I guess Spo is going to go to Ware more. But as he should. I mean, Ware got 28 minutes. He probably should be getting closer to 30, 35. But I digress. And then the only other guy, Alec Burks, today really sparked a run in that third quarter. He got you 13 points too, 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. So nice to see Burks gone after a few games where he kind of struggled. So anyway, standings-wise, though, the Heat are now 7th. They actually jumped Orlando. Shout out to Steph Curry for dropping 56 on them yesterday. I think Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry combined for like 61 points. and Jimmy had like 5 of those. But I'm not talking trash because Jimmy's been playing really well. The Warriors have been playing well. Obviously, that impacts our draft pick with them, but too many moving variables to start worrying about draft picks. Let's just see what happens when the season ends. Try to win every game and just let karma handle the rest. But yeah, the Heat are in the 7th spot. They're 3 back of Detroit, who finally lost today. There's 8-game winning streak snapped. Maybe you can catch Detroit, but you need to go on a run, and obviously you need some help from the people above you. But anyways, that's all I got to say for this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated, and I'll see all y'all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.
Look, pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need that head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.